Shoko is a background character. What have I told you, however? She's much more powerful than Gojo, due to her main bread and butter, reverse curse technique. However, to understand what makes RCT so powerful, you must first understand cursed energy. You see, cursed energy is made from negative emotions. RCT is the opposite, being made from positive emotions. Due to this, the two elements interact, cancelling each other out. And this essentially makes all other curse techniques useless to Shoko. And while other sorcerers can use RCT, this is Shoko's thing. She has mastered it before Gojo with the 6 eyes, meaning Shoko at her full potential could employ this in large swaths or empowering techniques with RCT. One interesting application for this ability would be infinite regeneration. For this attack, it would derive from the Black Flash. However, instead of being hit and just taking damage normally, it would inflict runes on the opponent and immediately take them away. As a result, I believe it would kind of work like Gojo's Infinity operation. Another application of RCT I think is interesting is the obvious, the healing aspects of him. However, this is much more luck-based than what you may realize. This is because no matter how skilled you are, inside a person may still reject foreign bodies. This is because think of reverse curse technique as kind of like a heart transplant. The same rules apply for the JJK universe. However, moving on to Shoko's curse technique, I believe it would be blood manipulation. This is because blood manipulation is the curse technique of the Kamo clan. This is important as in the story, the Gojo and Kamo clans are shown to be relative. As a result, because of her being Gojo's teammate, I believe this works and has makes great thematic sense for the storytelling. However, blood manipulation is shown to be a D-tier ability. However, she can get around this by employing blood manipulation to hit specific parts of the body. However, what about the final technique of any sorcerer? Yes, we're talking about the domain expansion. But first of all, what is a domain expansion? A domain expansion is a sorcerer's technique taken to its utmost. As a result, Shoko's curse technique would involve spreading disease. This is important because as a doctor, Shoko medical knowledge. However, instead of healing diseases, she would instead be harnessing disease to destroy her opponent. As a result, I believe this would make perfect sense. This would come in form of large black warts, which would be there to represent the Black Plague, as it is the ultimate disease. So in conclusion, I believe Shoko is indeed overpowered. Obviously,